Our next speaker today is Heather Miller, the Executive Director for the Thomas H. Slater Center here in White Plains. Ms. Miller was a school teacher in her native Jamaica before coming to the United States. And in 1981, she started working as a secretary at the Slater Center and became the Slater Center's Executive Director in 2005. So you've got a long haul there. Well done. She oversees numerous community programs there, such as Step Up Girls, Next Generation Boys, Drum and Marching Corps, Man to Man, Dance and Fitness. She's also been president of the White Plains Rotary and has received numerous awards for her service to the community. So please welcome Ms. Miller to the podium, and her talk today is the Slater Center's support for Coachman families. Welcome, Heather.
So good morning. It's so glad to be among friends and friends who are always on the front line, because I see you. So thank you for your social justice work. I want my talk to be in I spoke to you before, it's going to be two-part speech. So I'm talking to you now about Slater Center. We got our start in 1979, and this was as a result of the needs of the black population in the Winbrook public housing. Many of whom live, I should say the black population, many of whom lived in the Winbrook public housing. So the city of White Plains, with a tripartite agreement with the Urban League of Westchester and the United Way of Westchester, formed this tripartite agreement to provide these services through the Slater Center. A board of directors was formed in 1982, and our mandate was to bring in services. We were not supposed to be service providers ourselves. So we brought in the White Plains Youth Bureau for Head Start, Family Services of Westchester, but that dated back to White Plains. If anybody remembers White Plains Child Daycare, that has gone through transition, different changes of names. So right now it's the Family Services of Westchester that does the Head Start program. That's for ages 4 to 5. White Plains Youth Bureau After School, which is for K through 6. We have the Ecumenical Food Pantry. We have College Careers, which is there for college counseling. And we have Narcotics Anonymous. And as it says, it's anonymous, so I can't tell you any more than that they meet Tuesday, Thursday, Fridays from 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. Now, we got into the business of providing services ourselves when we saw a need. And whenever we see a need, we just jump in and we do what we can to provide these services. So right now we provide boys and girls leadership groups. We have a summer youth employment program. We have dance and fitness for adults. You wouldn't tell by looking at me, but in January we'll start The Biggest Loser, and I'll be their first client. We have a drop-in center for seniors. We saw the need this year when one of our seniors died. She was home for more than a week in the house. She fell and she passed. And so we realized that we needed to reach our seniors to see where they are. So we started this program a year ago with 6 seniors. We now have 50 seniors showing up on Mondays and Thursdays at Slater. It's not funded. We provide lunch. Bingo is primary over lunch. It's bingo. And we provide a speaker each week. So we'll have our celebration. Our 1-year anniversary will be on February 5th, and we're inviting you to come by. It's Monday at 11 p.m. Come by and see us, please. Now, annually, we have our Martin Luther King breakfast, and that will be tomorrow. I run from here to Slater to go work on the on the seating arrangements after this. We have our annual health fair, and that is held in conjunction with White Plains Hospital and Calvary Baptist Church. That will be on April 28th, I think, or 27th. It's a Saturday, and that's from 8 o'clock till about 2. We have our annual Community Day Festival, which will be on July 21st. We have Kwanzaa, again annually, and that date is to be determined. We have a large meeting space. It's larger than this, I think, for those who have been there, right? And That's used for all our programs, plus for community groups can use it for meeting rooms, and we rent it on the weekends for events such as weddings. And we always refer people here also. People who we cannot serve there, we refer them here for your space. So that is what we are in a nutshell, in a quick nutshell. Are there any questions for this first piece of, before I move on?
I do not know if you'll know this answer. What's the status of the reconstruction of the Winbrook buildings? The county was built one, but the other one is, do you know what the status is or what the plan is?
Yeah, I don't know much. Winbrook is going in a reorganization, a reconstruction, and they're moving away from public housing. So what happened maybe 2 years ago, they built that new building there, and the plan is to take one building down, build another one, so they're moving into affordable and mixed housing. The plan, I think, is for, there's one building that's closed now, I think it's 159 South Lexington Avenue.
Yes.
That one is shuttered. And the plan is for that one to come down and to build another one this year. But I don't, you'd have to speak with the White Plains Housing Authority.
And one more question. Who was it named after? Who was Slater?
Okay, so Slater was the Reverend Thomas H. Slater, who was a pastor of Bethel Baptist Church, which sits adjacent to, it sits right across from Slater.
So you did mention that you have a number of things that you're doing and that are not funded outside. So I'm wondering what your thoughts are for how an organization such as ours might be helpful to the Slater Center in terms of either helping with the volunteer aspects or helping with the financing aspects.
Okay, so right now, our funding, let me tell you our funding, because it is part of my, I didn't tell you that piece, is that the City of White Plains owns the building and provides 75% of our funding. When we see a need, we bring in programs. And I always say, I don't know where the money is coming from, but we'll steal from Peter to pay Paul, and we'll make it happen. So that's what happened with the senior program. We started it, and we do not, first of all, we don't charge fees at Slater for any of our programs at all. So we found the food pantries there. I went to them and I said, can you give us some raw products? And then we had seniors there who said, we'll cook them. So that's what has been happening. We get from the food pantry at Slater. We also get food from the White Plains Community Action Program, and we pull funds from Slater to do these things. So we are desperate in need of funding for the program. Our seniors are, oh gosh, this program has given me life at Slater. I mean, truly. The seniors, they come there and it's given them life also. I've heard seniors say, this program has taken me from a dark place because I was home alone with my thoughts and now I have some place to go. So we have volunteers. We have people who I am bringing in from different organizations to come in and provide the information that they need. We have the seniors themselves who are doing the cooking. We have seniors who are there doing the registration. You know, so those are things that we need, but financially we do need help in that instance. So thanks. Okay. So now Slater has stayed, because we are owned by the City of White Plains and funded by the City of White Plains, we stay out of politics a lot. I'll be on the front lines with you, and when I go on the front lines, I'm there as Heather Miller, citizen of this great country, right? So let me tell you about Heather, who is a proud immigrant. Proud immigrant. From Jamaica, and I'm not talking about coming from Jamaica. I'm from the shores of Jamaica. I landed in Jamaica, Queens, but I'm from Jamaica. And I got to Jamaica, and I wear this proudly. Like our president, I have to think of Jamaica as of Africa as a country because I don't know where I'm from. So I claim it. Okay? And I adopted this country in 2004. And I get disheartened time and time and time again. I love this country, but I don't like it. And some of you may think, I know you're all progressives in here, but I think some of you may say, then go back. I live here. I've contributed here, and I'm not going anyplace. And you're not sending me anywhere. Nobody's sending me anywhere. And nobody's sending the Haitians or the Africans anywhere else, too. And so this has been a very difficult time for me this week with the remarks that have been passed from the White House about Haitians, about Africans, and about El Salvadorans. This week at Slater, we're having a call to action and a rally. It's on Wednesday at 6:15 p.m., and I'm inviting you all to come. Now, this is not about us. We need your expertise because you have always been on the front line, because I see you on the front line. We need your expertise, but we need to leave it. This has been run by the Haitian. I didn't tell you that we also have the Haitian Resource Center as one of our programs at Slater. So this program is being run by the Haitian Resource Center, and we need to assist them to get to where they want to be, not telling them what they need to do. You know, placard here, this, that may not be what they want to do, but we need to be there to support and to help them through that process, because you know, I wanted to do a march on Washington. That's what I want to do. Not for the president, but for the House, to ask them what are they doing. Because what is so disconcerting about this whole thing is not what he says, it's his base and what are they doing, and how Haitians are going to be bullied more, how people from Africa are going to be bullied more, how they're going to be told to go back to where they come from. And then your shores are not going to be open to them anymore. It's appalling. And these are the things about this country that I don't like. So thank you.